G'day, I'm Warwick Schiller, and I recently had someone request a video for YouTube for teaching a horse to lead up beside you on the fence like this. And I wanted to talk about that request and a lot of my other YouTube videos. A lot of times people say, well, you didn't show me anything, you know. My videos on YouTube mostly are to get you to think about stuff, but there's no use me showing what you want to see, because by the time, there is a lot of work that I do that goes into leading up to teaching this horse to lead up beside me on the fence. There's my crazy cat. Hopefully this is my new cat. Hopefully she will be as famous as my last cat, Matilda. If you haven't seen her, look up a YouTube video called Crazy Cat Attacks Horse. It's been on ABC, NBC, it's been all sorts of crazy cat shows. It was on Rob Dyrdek's Ridiculousness one time. Anyway, our new cat, this is our new cat, Sassenach. And she's as funny as the old cat. You're a crazy kitten. What was I saying? Oh, so teaching a horse to lead up beside me on the fence, if I showed you what I did and said, oh, here, this is how I do it. Look at Bundy's like, what's that back there? And I said, this is how I do it. You'd go home and try it with your horse and it wouldn't work, because your horse hadn't learned all the steps leading up to that thing. And that's why I don't have a lot of those how you fix this, how you fix that videos on YouTube, because when I get to a certain point, like teaching a young horse to do a flying lead change, which is for a lot of people their holy grail, by the time I get to doing the flying lead change, it's easy. And if I said, so this is how I ask a horse to do a flying lead change for the first time, and it works. And you could go, well, my horse didn't do that. Well, sorry, but on YouTube I don't have 12 months to show you all the steps I took leading up to that flying lead change. And I was looking through some old footage the other day and I found a video of a young horse teaching him to back up. Okay, before I teach a young horse to back up, well, the first time I teach a young horse to back up under saddle is riding them, but I might be riding them for, I don't know, a month, maybe 6 weeks before I work on the backup, before I even start working on the backup. And a lot of people want to do it the first day, and that's fine, I don't care. That's what, I'm telling you what I do. But if you watch this video here, you will see, now, before you watch the video, this young horse, he was like that, okay? Doing all the groundwork, he was like that. He wanted to be real stiff, wanted to stick his nose out. Didn't have a lot of readily available flexion here. All horses can do it, but for whatever reason, he wasn't interested in doing it. That's kind of how he carried himself, like that, okay? And so all the lateral flexion, all the bending and all the lateral work while moving and stuff leads up to that. And if you watch this video, you'll see that when I go to teach him to back up, he knows how to do it almost before I've even asked him to do it. So, and that's how I do it. What you see on this video you're about to see is how I do it. But if I posted that on YouTube and said that's how I teach horses to back up, I would have, you know, 80,000 views, and I would have 70,000 comments that said, you didn't show us anything, he already knew how to do it. No, he didn't. This horse you're about to watch has never had anybody pick up on both reins at the same time at any speed, okay? I've never pulled on the reins, 2 reins at all before this. And I was looking through some YouTube comments the other night and someone was giving me a hard time about holding the horn on a young horse. Okay, the reason I'm holding the horse, and I replied to him, I said, well, when you're riding your young horse and your horse spooks sideways, what do you pull on for balance, the horn or his mouth? I pull on the horn. Well, so if you look at this horse in this video, he had every right to be a horse that was bad about his face. And when you look at this, it's like, oh God, you must have done that already. I had not done it at all. So just take a look at this video and see what you think. So this is a totally different horse, and today's the first day backing him up too. And he's had about the same amount of riding as the other one, so they're not that far apart. So, you know, I haven't done the backing up with him. So what I'm going to do is just close my fingers here, and he's going to be really simple. This horse, when he was younger, he would go around, he was kind of stiff like that with his nose stuck out. Doing the groundwork, he wanted to kind of tip his nose to the outside and be stiff like that, and we've spent a lot of time making sure he really bends that rib cage, doing the groundwork and in the lateral flexion. I mean, he was really, really rigid. See how soft that is right there? Especially right, and this was his bad side, right there. But see, he bends around and brings his nose in. All that stuff being really good is what's going to help this. So I just pick up here and close my fingers and wait. There we go. I swear this horse hasn't had both reins picked up on before. Pick up here and just wait. There we go. pick up here and just wait, and he shifted his weight backwards. I can't even show you how to teach this one to do it because he's going to know it the first time. Close my fingers, wait for his nose to come in slightly, let go. This horse feels awesome. Close my fingers, and the thing, I'm going to wait for him to rock back because his head's too far down. Right there, his neck comes up and he rocks his weight back. This horse, when we first started on the groundwork and stuff, my concern with him was going to be that he was going to be stiff in the face. Okay, we've taken care of that in the groundwork, and now doing the riding stuff, he doesn't have those problems. Just pick up here and wait for, holy cow. Pick up here, wait for that. This, I probably have never ever, I'm just going to wait for him to rock back, because see when their head goes down like that, they lean forward right there. I don't think I've ever had one that did this good the first day, so I'm glad you're getting to see it. I mean, you're not getting to see much, but there we go. Now I don't know if he's leaning over here towards the camera or he's going to want to back crook a bit. Wait for his nose to come in slightly, there we go. This looks like he's on about the second week of this stuff on the first day, but see he's way over bridled, right? When his neck I'm going to wait here till his neck starts to come up like that, and I'll let go there, because I don't want to reward him for just hiding down there. So he's too far down, I'm going to wait for his neck to come up like, I'm going to wait for it to come up like, I'm just going to wait, right there, I'll let go. That's how you can stop him from being so over bridled, but close my fingers. I'm going to wait for his neck to come up again. As far as I'm concerned, it's too far down there. Right there, it come up a bit, I'll let go. Anyway, there's no process to this one. That's about how easy it's going to be with him. That's pretty darn amazing. But so you can see there how simple this stuff is if all the stuff leading up to it before is correct. So that's why you don't see me show you a lot of techniques on YouTube about, okay, this is the first time I've done this, because it's not what I'm doing now that's important. It's what I've done leading up to this that's the most important part. And that could be, that could be a couple of month process. So I can't show you a couple of month process in a 5 or 10 minute video. So anyway, I hope that gives you something to think about. See you guys next time.